Welcome to today's grammar lesson. Today we're going to be learning about how to make singular nouns plural. So our learning intention is we are continuing to improve our grammar. I hope by the end of this lesson that you are able to explain the difference between a singular and plural noun. That you know for most words you can add an S to a singular word to make it plural. That you know when a singular word ends in an X, Z, ch or sh, you add ES to make it plural. And you know when a singular noun ends in a consonant and then a Y, you remove the Y and add IES. Now, this will make more sense when I go through the lesson. So at the moment you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Miss Taylor? And I will recap at the end and then I think you'll have a light bulb moment. So, if a word is singular, it means that there's just one of something. So for example, a house or a dog, a pen or a book. There's just one. But when it becomes plural, it means there's more than one of that thing. For example, a house, if there's more than one house, it becomes houses. If there's more than one dog, it becomes dogs. If there's more than one book, it becomes books. The word singular is very similar to single. This can help us remember that the meaning of singular is one, and therefore plural is more than one. So, for most singular nouns, now remember a noun is the name of something. For most singular nouns, we just add a S to make it a plural. So, for example, boat. If there's more than one boat, then we add an S to make boats. Car. If there's more than one car, we add an S to make cars. House. If there's more than one house, we add an S to make houses. Tree. If there's more than one tree, we add an S to make trees. Super simple, right? You will have known this since probably you were in nursery without even realising. So, pause this video just now and can you transfer these singular nouns into plural? So we've got coat, chocolates, pencil and shell. If there was more than one of these items, how would we write that in the plural sense? So, coat would become coats, chocolate would become chocolates, pencil would become pencils, and shell would become shells. So we've simply just added an S on the end to show that it is plural. There's more than one. But sadly, it's not that straightforward for all nouns. So another rule to learn is, if a singular noun ends in an S, an X, a Z, a ch, or a sh, we add ES. So if we look at bus, it ends in an S. So we need to add ES. We can't just add another S because then it would be bus. So we need to put buses. If it ends in an X like box, we also add ES, boxes. Church becomes churches and wish becomes wishes. Now, think about it, because if you try to say just add an S to box, you'd say boxes. Or if you try to just add an S to wish, it would be wishes. You hear yourself saying ease to all of these words, which will help you remember that you need to add ES to make it plural. So, can you turn these singular nouns into plural? Pause this video just now and maybe grab a whiteboard and a pen and work them out. So watch becomes watches, bush becomes bushes, fox becomes foxes, and box becomes boxes. Quite simple, and you probably actually know it without realising. So, before I move on to another rule when it comes to singular and plural, can you remember what vowels are? So there are certain letters that are called vowels. What are they? So they are A, E, I, O, and U. All the other letters are what's called consonants. Now, the reason the English language breaks them into vowels and consonants is because pretty much all words need to have at least one vowel in it for it to be a word. So you'll notice that when you look at words, they're going to have an A, an I, or an O, or a U in it. And that's why when you play Scrabble and you don't have any vowels, it makes it very, very difficult to be able to put down any words. So there is another rule where we need to consider vowels and consonants. So singular nouns ending in a vowel and then the letter Y, we simply add an S. So if we look at boy, it ends in O-Y. So the O is a vowel. So we know therefore that we can just add an S. Toy is the same. It's got a vowel, which is O, and then Y. So we just add an S. Valley, it's got an E and then Y. So we just add an S, because E is a vowel. Tray, it's got A and then Y. A is a vowel, so we just add an S. But when nouns end in a consonant, so any other letter apart from a vowel, and then a Y, we need to get rid of the Y and add IES. So if we look at these words, penny, so that's NY. N is not a vowel, it's a consonant. So we need to take away the Y and add IES, and it becomes pennies. Baby, BY. B is not a vowel, it's a consonant. So we need to take away the Y and add IES to make babies. Daisy, again, SY. S is not a vowel, it's a consonant. So we need to take away the Y and add IES to make daisies. And spy, PY. P is not a vowel, it's a consonant. So we need to remove the Y and add IES. So this is the trickier one. Can you look at these words and try to look at whether they end in a consonant Y or a vowel Y to help you know whether you drop the Y and add ES or just add an S? Pause the video just now and change these singular nouns into plural. So puppy, well, PY, P is a consonant, so we need to drop the Y and add ES. Same with city. T is a consonant, so we need to drop the Y and add IES. Chimney. E is a vowel, so we can just add an S. Cowboy. OY. O is a vowel, so we can just add S. Cowboys. So the rules so far is that most of the time when we make a plural singular noun a plural noun, we add S, ES or IES. But sadly, as I always tell you, the English language can be confusing and not all nouns have these rules, and they have other rules. Now, I'm not going to teach you any more at this stage because I think 3 rules is enough. But what I am going to show you is that some nouns, as we know, just stay the same, whether it's singular or plural. So sheep, we don't say sheeps, we just say sheep again. If there's more than one fish, we don't say, well, we can say fishies, but we can also just say there were fish. If there is more than one deer, we don't say there's deers. We can just call them deer. Look at the deer in the field. Aircraft. If there's more than one aircraft, we just say aircraft. And species. We can just say that there's lots of species. Spell the same. So what's the plural of sheep? Is it sheeps, sheepies, sheep, or sheepies? Of course it's sheep. Now that is one that maybe when you're a lot younger you would just call them sheeps or sheepies, because you naturally adopt that rule of just adding an S or adding ES. So let's recap. We know the difference between singular and plural is if it's singular, it's just one of the items. If it's plural, then there are more than one. For most words, therefore, you can just add an S to make a singular noun a plural noun. However, with words that end in S, X, Z, ch, or sh, you need to add ES. When a singular word ends in a consonant and then a Y, you remove the Y and add IES. If it ends in a vowel and then a Y, you just add an S. So, as a plenary, I have uploaded, or put a link, for a Kahoot quiz all about singular and plural nouns. So see how you get on, and that will show you how much you've learned. And don't worry if you get any wrong, because you'll learn from those answers. I've also uploaded chili challenges for you to practice your singular and plural nouns, and you can let me know how you get on.